Good afternoon, Japan. Good afternoon, rest of the world. My name is Kaz. I'm a Japanese entrepreneur who recently moved to Singapore at the end of 2021. Yesterday, the Japanese Prime Minister Mr. Fumio Kishida made an announcement in United Kingdom where he is currently staying, and he said that Japan is going to reopen its border starting in June to start welcoming the foreign travelers coming to Japan. This is a huge great news, and I'm going to talk about that. If you are interested in today's video, let's get started. Okay, so finally, there is a news I have been waiting for. I mean, not just myself, but everyone has been waiting for. It's happening. Japan to reopen border from June. It's news that many of us has been waiting to hear. The Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida announced that the border restriction will begin to relax this summer. According to Kyodo News, Kishida made an announcement in press conference in London on Tuesday, May 1st. So basically, Japan has been closing its border for over 2 years and 3-4 months ever since the COVID outbreak. So that even though the people from overseas wants to visit Japan, unless you have a valid visa, they are not able to come to visit Japan. However, finally, the Japanese government decided to reopen its border, which is a great thing. The reason why I pull from Airbnb business because the Japanese government decided to close its border, which I understood at the moment, which is almost a year and a half ago, because COVID-19 was so serious back then. So I understand that part. But the last 6-7 months, while the US and the European countries started to reopen the border, Japan maintained to close the border, which is fine, but right now I think it's almost time to reopen its border, and finally Mr. Kishida decided to do so, which is great. So right now the yen rate has been depreciated over and over in the last 2 months. So right now the $1 is about 129 to 130 yen. So a lot of inbound business gonna go skyrocket once the Japanese government decides to reopen the border, because for international travelers, Japanese commodity price is gonna be very cheap because the yen is getting weaker. So if you have a foreign currency such as US dollars or euro, when they come to Japan, they feel all the merchandise, the restaurants, the hotel price, they might feel like it's very cheap. So it's very good for inbound. So yes, now I'm in Singapore, so I'm not gonna go back to the Airbnb business anymore. But I'm probably gonna start investing in the Airbnb stocks and maybe the Booking.com, that kind of stuff, because I'm sure these reopening the border is gonna rise their stock market. So I'm gonna start buying these shares in starting this month. I mean, actually, I bought some of the stocks for Airbnb around January, but I'm gonna start doing so. For the Japanese travelers, for the last 3 years, all the hotels and Airbnb was empty, so we are able to stay at a very reasonable price. But I think that's gonna be probably ending very, very soon if the Japanese government started to open the border completely, and if the travelers started to travel again to Japan, just like 2 years ago, and all the hotels are going to be packed. But in the last 2 years, a lot of hotels and Airbnb rental, the owner became bankruptcy because they was totally shut down. So I think a lot of small Airbnb hosts, I don't think they want to come back to Airbnb investment anytime soon, because I also lost a lot of money around a year and a half ago when the government closed the border, because it was very unpredicted. So even though you had invested to the new apartment hotels, say in June, what happened if the COVID outbreak started again in around November or December timeframe? If the government started to close the border again, and then I'm gonna probably lose a lot of investment. So I'm not gonna go back to Airbnb hosting anymore. But I think a lot of smaller Airbnb hosts or company, they probably feel the same way. But the big company, like the hotel industry, they might be continuing to jump on because it's going to be a perfect time for them to recover their losses 2 years ago. So, now is a good time to enter this market if you have a large capital. But if you only have small capital, I don't know if this investment was trying or not, because right now the COVID case is very low because it's summertime. But last 2 years, we monitored towards the winter time, the case start going up, and if the government decides to close the border again, and it's going to be a mess again. So when it comes to investments wise, I am not going to touch Airbnb hosting anymore. I'm going to just invest to the stock market. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, again, it's a good for Japan because for economy, we really need inbound business all over Japan. I know whether you like or not, but we really need to depend on the inbound business for the Japan to prosper further. So anyway, what do you think about it? If you are interested in today's video, please thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe my channel, and please click the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload new video. And please follow my Twitter because I'm talking about the life in Singapore, and thank you so much for supporting my channel, and I hope I see you guys tomorrow. Bye.